Alright, this is my presentation for my VFR cross-country flight from the Cheyenne Regional Airport to the Rapid City Regional Airport. So I've decided that, looking over the specifics, I would be flying this. Some of the reasons why is because the pilot has 380 total hours of flight time with 125 hours of cross-country. I definitely think that would be plenty of experience to be able to do this flight. It states that he's been flying regularly, and the Cessna 172 that he'll be flying is equipped with the Garmin G1000. It's up to date with maintenance and had a recent oil change. The one thing that I would note about that is when he goes to rent the G1000 to go and make sure that there aren't any other supplements or additions to the airplane that might change the way that it's flown, in a way that he might not be used to. Looking over at the forecasts, the winds do show to get stronger over the periods of time. Not too crazy, going from 5 knots to 12 knots. In my own personal minimums, these are going to be easily acceptable. The lowest cloud layer is shown to be scattered and few clouds at 8,000, going to 10,000 later on in the forecast. Scattered and few clouds shouldn't be a big problem. I mean, a cloud ceiling is only defined as clouds that are either broken or overcast, so this should definitely be fine. This right over here is a outline of my route. Once I depart from Cheyenne Regional, I'll be flying the Victor 89 airway from the VOR. That will take me to the Toadstool VOR, and then from that point on I'll be flying the Victor 169 airway to the next VOR, which is so Toadstool VOR. Okay, yep. And then from there I'll be arriving at the Cheyenne Regional Airport. So some of the things to consider: this is a flight that's going to be at night. This is VFR. I know that for me personally, I would be doing this with VFR flight following the whole way, just so I can get up-to-date weather locations, and I could get ideas of terrain or traffic that might be nearby that I haven't factored in. It's just an extra area of safety that's good to have. Some of the things to consider though are false horizons. This is a flight that's going to be happening at night. If there's a road or a train track or something like that that could be ahead that has lights in kind of like a slant formation, that could kind of mess your visuals on what could be the horizon. Another one is autokinesis. This is when you're staring at a light for a prolonged period of time. You can start getting the illusion that it's coming towards you or that it's moving, and that could also mess with your sense of spatial awareness. Some of the other issues is featureless terrain. Looking over at SkyVector, I can take a look at some of the map of what we're going to be flying over. There's not too many densely populated areas. It looks to be pretty flat terrain without much, well, not flat terrain, but it seems to be pretty empty terrain in terms of buildings. There's a couple densely populated areas, but for the most part on the airways that I'm flying, I'm not going to be over much city lights or anything like that, so it's going to be pretty hard to see. And with the rocky terrain nearby, that's something to be cautious towards. Flying at night, there is also the risk of being exhausted or having fatigue. These symptoms could be prolonged when you're flying at night, because obviously you're going to be more tired. I've also noticed that the area that we're flying over is pretty high in terms of height above sea level. Flying at night, you do want to have supplemental oxygen. It's not required, but it is highly recommended above 6,000 feet MSL. So that is something that, if this pilot were to have the option to take along, it would be greatly recommended, just because at night your body needs more oxygen. And then this right over here is just kind of a textual flight plan that I created. These are some of the calculations. I looked at both of the runways that I'll be planning on using for my arrival and departure airport. Both of them are well within the requirements for takeoff and landing. Doing some other calculations with the 172 that I've been using. The expected fuel consumption is 18.7 gallons. The total distance with the airways, it's going to be 206 nautical mile. And the estimated time en route is 1 hour and 57 minutes.